Japan is one of the most incredible places out there, you'll hear everyone say. And it is true. The safety, the convenience, the culture, the food, it's all incredible. But here's what most people won't tell you. That same perfection can also wear you down. The long work hours, the pressure to conform, the constant feeling of being an outsider, even the little things. Today, I want to show you this side of Japan that does not show up in a lot of travel vlogs. Not to scare you, but to give you a full picture. Because, again, Japan is an amazing country. I love it, I live here, and it's been almost a year. Japan is a land of contrast. On the surface, everything works. Trains run on time and rarely are ever late. Streets are cleaned, people are polite, and things are in order. But underneath that surface is a culture that demands a lot from people, even to the locals and especially to foreigners. I've been living here for a while now, and this is my honest take on the duality of life in Japan. The beauty and the burnout. But before anything else, we have to highlight why Japan is amazing. Number one, efficiency and safety. I have never felt this safe anywhere else in the world. I can walk outside at 3 a.m. even with a can of beer in my hands, which I don't drink now anymore, and walk down in the streets at 3 a.m. in the dark alley and I will still feel safe. I mean, don't get me wrong, you should always avoid the places which should be avoided, which the locals tell you. It goes for everywhere in the world. But generally speaking, Japan is very safe. It's also very efficient because trains are never late. Everyone is on time here and they value time so much that if the call time is at 9 a.m., you gotta be there at 8:45 a.m. Just to see Japan in an outsider's perspective goes to show that the culture already is very rich in respect and honor, and you can still see that today. Which brings me to my second point, culture and respect. Everything is intentional. People respect peace, silence, and tradition. You can feel that spirit already the moment you enter Japan. Number three, beauty in the ordinary. If you look at Japan and I guess even some cities abroad, you would have a concrete jungle, but you'd also have beautiful cherry blossom, a temple, some kids that are walking safely in Japan. And for me, that's the beauty in the ordinary. Also from seasonal foods to changing landscapes, there's constant appreciation for nature and its simple simplicity being in Japan. Finally, opportunities for peaceful living. Life can feel calmer, more organized even. Especially if you come from a high-stress, chaotic environment, I don't know, Wall Street broker, you come to Japan, it could be like another retreat for you. I've even spoken to a few families that have come from Western countries, and they come here, and some of them even retire here because they can see their kids walk safely in the streets and not have the fear of insecurity. Why it's exhausting. Number one, conformity pressure. There's an unspoken rule in Japan, actually two of them, to not rock the boat, and the nail that sticks out gets hammered back down.
Oh my god.
Unlike America, where individuality is somewhat even worshipped, in Japan, individuality can be suppressed, and it can be suppressed very much. And that is also part of the reason why things are in proper order, because everyone conforms to the common good of society, which is one of their biggest unspoken rules. But that also not promote to become individualistic, to find other ideas, and hence why it's been sticking to its own bubble. If you're a foreigner, like me, unfortunately I'm Japanese, but I was born and raised abroad, and I don't really know much a lot about Japanese, and my Japanese is not as fluent. As a foreigner, or even to some Japanese like me, you'll always stand out. Mainly because you act a certain way, you move a certain way, and the Japanese, they have eagle eyes. They can detect you from afar. So funny story for me, I came to Japan, I've been living here for a while, and for some people they say I look Japanese. That's up to you if you think I look like a Japanese man. And then when I would speak with broken Japanese, it would be like, roots wa doko desu ka? And they'll be like, where's your roots from? And I'm like, Nihon no kokuseki kedo, I was born in the Philippines. I just say stuff like that. So it's like, I'm Japanese, but I was born abroad. And they'll be like, oh, and they kind of just turn a blind eye. They're like, oh, okay. And they don't speak to me as much anymore. But that's just how it is. And I'm pretty sure there's also countless of videos you've seen out there that states conformity can be a hard thing. But yeah, there's a conformity pressure. Next, work culture burnout. And I have seen this myself with some of my friends. The reasons are long hours and little vacations. Many people live to work, not to live. Think about that. Even if you're working in a non-Japanese culture company, the culture can still bleed into your daily life, which makes things very rigid and structured that you feel like you're a robot turning on eggshells, you know? And I have experienced this myself. Given my Japanese has not gotten that good yet, and I'm still working on it, and I've been able to work as a bartender and as a construction worker. Blue-collar jobs which aren't as easy. But it becomes difficult when I'm working every day, awake at 5 a.m., get to work by 8 a.m., and sometimes finishing by 5 p.m. or even later. It can get tiring. There was one time I was working in a construction site, which is all the way in Odawara, which is like from where I live, about 2 hours. So I woke up at like 5-ish, got to the site at 8, 2-hour commute, and these infamous words, zangyo dekiru, Well, it came up and they were like, you have to do overtime. And I was like, okay, you know what? I have no choice. It's all right. And then I do overtime and we finish the work all the way until 7:30 p.m. From 7:30 p.m. it takes about 10 minutes to walk to the station from the site and then another 2 hours to get home. And then I go back home at around 9:30, 10 already. And I have to do it again the next day and wake up at 5 a.m. for the next site. I've also worked in a bar where a lot of the people there that do full-time have to work 12-hour shifts every day, and it's not easy that I would just see them drinking beer and be like, what is life? I just live to work. And it can get very sad. The third reason why is isolation and loneliness. Making deep friendships is hard in Japan. Language barriers can make a real difference between what's a genuine friendship and a casual friendship. And most of all, you might be accepted on the surface, but you might not be integrated. My personal opinion is it's very hard to find friends here, but the ones that I do end up being friends with, they end up becoming good friends of mine with genuine connections. My biggest recommendation to make friends here is do it off your hobbies. I met some of my good friends from boxing. Don't get me wrong, most of my friends are also foreigners. Probably have like 2 good native Japanese friends, but even then I don't hang out a lot with them because again, everyone's just so busy, which relates to work burnout. Isolation and loneliness can be a big thing here. Even dating can be a very big thing here that's very difficult to overcome. I've dated a few Japanese women as well, and it's not been the easiest, let's just say. Finally, everyday mental load. This just becomes walking like a robot on eggshells, not knowing if you're doing the right thing or not knowing if you're being rude, not knowing if you're conforming to the societal standards and these unspoken rules that even the Japanese people can't tell you about. Navigating systems not built for you is very difficult. The worst part is being hyper aware of what to do in your surroundings so that, again, you become a robot treading on eggshells. And it's not very easy. Don't get me wrong, everyone. I love Japan. I'm Japanese. I'm bridging the cultural diaspora gap, and I've been living here for almost a year now, and I love it. And there's no choice but for me and other people out there to conform and to become one like the Japanese people. Again, we are simply just visitors in their country. And what we have to understand here is that Japan is not a fantasy. It's a beautiful, complex and layered country. It offers wonderful, unmatched experiences which I'll probably take to my grave as a happy man. But it also demands patience, adaptation, and mental endurance, which is quite a lot. This video isn't to discourage anyone from visiting Japan or even potentially living here. It's just to give you a full story of the other side of the coin. Gotta show you both sides. Because you deserve to experience Japan with both eyes open and be aware of its beauty and also its beast. There's always a beauty in the beast. Japan has a good and Japan has a bad. If you enjoyed this honest take, subscribe for more real content about life in Japan. Share your experience down below in the comment section if you've experienced something like this, or if you have any other video requests, I'd love to hear it down below. And before anything else, click the free guide that I am giving out to you out there if you're traveling to Japan. And if you're staying in Japan for 3, 5, or even 7 days or beyond, I've got itineraries down below for you. I show hidden spots in Japan that not a lot of people talk about. So go check it out, like and subscribe, and until next time, bye bye.